after a minute we should start. The people come in and then I'll take them through the entire process, the recipes, the ingredients and everything. So gentlemen and ladies, let's wait for one more minute and then we shall be live. गुड इवनिंग लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, देवी और सज्जनों नमस्कार। मेरा नाम अमित वोरा है एंड वी आर लाइव फ्रॉम इंडियन स्कूल ऑफ हॉस्पिटैलिटी ऑन अमूल्स फेसबुक पेज टुडे। वी आर गोइंग टू प्रेजेंट टू वेरी सिंपल रेसिपीज which can be prepared at home easily. I'm using a microwave oven which has got a convection facility in it to bake the cakes, so that nobody has to worry about the bigger ovens which you need for this recipe. हम जो दो रेसिपीज आज करने वाले हैं उनमें से सबसे पहली रेसिपी है मड केक और दूसरी रेसिपी है बटरस्कॉच सॉस। मड केक के सारे इंग्रेडिएंट्स यहाँ बोर्ड पे लिखे हुए हैं। इसके लिए हमें चाहिए कैस्टर शुगर 240 ग्राम्स, वाटर 284 ग्राम्स, अमूल डार्क चॉकलेट 150 ग्राम्स, अनसॉल्टेड अमूल बटर 114 ग्राम्स। मैंने इस रेसिपी के लिए अनसॉल्टेड अमूल बटर इसलिए यूज़ किया है क्योंकि रेसिपी में सॉल्ट भी है, परंतु यदि आपको अनसॉल्टेड अमूल बटर नहीं मिल पा रहा है और नॉर्मल अमूल बटर है तो आप ये सॉल्ट इस रेसिपी से हटा सकते हैं। उसके बाद है वनीला एसेंस 2 ml, ऑल पर्पस फ्लावर, नॉर्मल घर पे पाए जाने वाला मैदा जो कि आपको आराम से किसी भी डिपार्टमेंटल स्टोर पे मिल जाएगा, 224 ग्राम्स। सॉल्ट इफ यू आर यूजिंग अनसॉल्टेड बटर इज 3 grams and baking soda. Now here we are using baking soda, cooking soda or मीठा soda. This is not baking powder, this is baking soda which we are using. बहुत आसानी से आपको किसी भी परचून की दुकान पे उपलब्ध होगा। सारी रेसिपी को मैंने कप्स में भी कन्वर्ट करके रखा हुआ है जिससे कि जिनके पास वेइंग स्केल नहीं है वो कप्स यूज कर सकते हैं। आप देखेंगे दो के सेट्स बनाए हुए हैं क्योंकि हमारे पास टाइम कम है, सो आई थिंक वी शुड गेट ऑन विद द रेसिपी। ओके, टू स्टार्ट ऑफ विद द रेसिपी फर्स्ट हम पानी लेंगे और इसके अंदर हम डालेंगे चीनी। इसको आप घोल लीजिए। आप इसके अंदर पिसी हुई चीनी भी इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं और घर में पाई जाने वाली बड़ी चीनी भी इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं। फ़र्क बस इतना ही होगा, पिसी हुई चीनी बहुत जल्दी घुल जाएगी, बड़ी चीनी ज़्यादा टाइम लेगी। मैंने इसके अंदर बारीक चीनी का इस्तेमाल किया हुआ है जो कि आसानी से घुल जाती है। जब तक हम इसको घोल रहे हैं तब तक हम चॉकलेट, यहाँ पे हम अमूल चॉकलेट का इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं। बटर एक माइक्रोवेव सेफ कंटेनर में डाल दीजिए और इसको मेल्ट कर लीजिए। लगभग 20 से 25 सेकेंड में ये आराम से आपके घर के माइक्रोवेव में मेल्ट हो जाएगा। ये मैंने इसको मेल्टिंग के लिए लगा दिया है। जब तक ये बटर और चॉकलेट मेल्ट हो रहा है तब तक हम चीनी और पानी में चीनी को अच्छे से घोल लेते हैं। आप देखिए चीनी घुलती जा रही है और थोड़ी देर बाद आपको चीनी दिखना बंद हो जाएगी और पानी थोड़ा सा गाढ़ा हो जाएगा। ये रेसिपी बहुत ही आसान है। इसके अंदर सारे के सारे जो भी इंग्रेडिएंट्स हैं उनको सिर्फ मिक्स करना है और एक स्मूथ बैटर बनाना है। बैटर की फाइनल कंसिस्टेंसी लगभग आपकी मीठी लस्सी या स्मूदी जैसी कंसिस्टेंसी आ जाएगी। आप देखिए चीनी पूरी तरह घुल चुकी है। मैंने एक और साइकिल लगाई है माइक्रोवेव के अंदर चॉकलेट और बटर को मेल्ट करने के लिए। और और देखिए यहाँ पे चीनी अच्छे से घुल चुकी है। इसके बाद जो हमारे पास ड्राई इंग्रेडिएंट्स हैं जैसे कि सोडा, सॉल्ट, ये दोनों हम फ्लावर के अंदर ही ऐड कर देंगे। Baking soda and salt both has been added to the flour. We have some vanilla essence over here which we are going to add to the water itself. The purpose of the vanilla essence over here being just to remove the smell of the flour. There we have our chocolate and butter which is melted. We're just going to stir this thoroughly. That was a 1 minute cycle on the microwave to melt the chocolate and the butter. Once you have realized कि चॉकलेट और बटर अच्छे से बिल्कुल मेल्ट हो चुकी है, हम इसको ये पानी और चीनी के घोल में ऐड कर देंगे. We just add this butter and chocolate mixture to the mixture of water and the sugar. As I said, it's a fairly simple method. All you need to do is mix all the ingredients and ensure there are no lumps. So lumps are basically because of the sugar and the flour. And once you have dissolved the sugar in the water, you won't feel that grain of the sugar. Okay.
Shaman, so we have a question here.
Okay.
Replace the butter with oil.
Yes, you can absolutely replace the butter with the oil. In fact, in winters, I would suggest you replace the butter with the oil because butter tends to harden up in the winter, and your cake will be hard once it remains outside at the ambient temperature. So in winters, you can easily substitute the butter with any vegetable oil, be it peanut oil or be it canola oil or anything, but not mustard oil. This has gone inside and we just mix this. Look at the color. Wow. This looks inviting here. Of course, with the oil, some people can say that it's healthier because it does not have any trans fats in it, and it of course makes the cake a little lighter in terms of calories as well. And the last step, all the dry ingredients, that is the flour, the salt and the baking soda, straight inside this. Ensure you keep whisking it so that there are no lumps. Okay. Make a nice smooth batter. All this goes in one shot.
So here we have one more question.
Okay.
And like you said, we can use oil instead of butter. So what would be the proportionate of oil to butter?
The same proportion, the quantity of the fat remains the same. You need to understand that the role of the fat in this recipe is to add moistness, or rather make the cake very moist. So the ratio or the quantity of the oil remains the same, that is 114 grams.
And what to substitute to vanilla essence?
You can skip the vanilla essence in the recipe if you're not using chocolate and you want to kill the smell of that raw flour. You can add some lemon. You can use some lemon zest, or you can use a flavor like a hazelnut or something. So anything that basically depends upon what you want to add. You can add some candied fruits to it. Anything for that matter. Okay. Now you see the cake batter is ready, and that's the end of the process. Okay. Fairly simple. All we need to do is just pour this. Now these molds which I have used over here have been lined with parchment paper. You can use simple butter paper, apply a thin layer of oil and make sure the butter paper sticks to it. So here I have used parchment paper. Okay. When you are using a leavening agent like a baking soda in this recipe, always remember the cake will rise. So do not fill it till the top, always fill it till 75% of the height of the cake. पूरा ऊपर तक भरने से ये बाहर की ओर ओवरफ्लो हो सकता है, इसीलिए लगभग 75% तक आप इसकी हाइट भरिए और उसके बाद उसको उठने के लिए जगह दीजिए।
Chef, one more question. So, can you melt the sugar in warm water, or do you have to use a room temperature, like water at room temperature?
At this stage, the water which comes out of the tap is warm enough, okay? And I wouldn't suggest you to warm the water, but water at room temperature or ambient temperature at this stage is good enough. So the basic purpose of adding it to water is to ensure that the sugar dissolves. If you are worried, then why don't you just use powdered sugar, and that will make your job very easy. Okay?
And what do you suggest, like what to replace instead of bicarbonate soda, like baking soda? Anything else that can be used that is available at home nowadays?
I don't think I can suggest you a substitute over there. I can suggest baking powder to be used, but again the ratios and the percentages will differ over there. But baking soda is a must because it is that which is going to release the gas in the process and eventually make the cake light and fluffy. Otherwise you have a dense cake. So since we are not using any egg alternatively, hence the baking soda is a must. That's it. That's the first stage of the recipe. That means our cake is done. I'm going to use a domestic microwave oven with convection setting to bake this cake. So you just need to look at the convection, set the temperature. At this stage I'm using 180 degrees Celsius. Select and then set the timer. So I'm going to use a timer of 30 minutes over here. Okay, and preheat for 2-3 minutes. Okay, being a convection oven, it doesn't take too long to preheat, so 2-3 minutes is going to be more than enough. And post that, you can put in your stuff for baking. So that's it, your cake's done. Now let's make this sauce for the cake. That's the butterscotch sauce. Okay, any questions?
Yes, sir. So can you use cocoa powder instead of chocolate?
You can use cocoa powder instead of chocolate. The cocoa powder that will be required in this recipe instead of chocolate will be 40 grams. 40.
One more interesting question. It says that we can use ENO instead of baking soda. Do you suggest that?
I wouldn't suggest that. I don't think getting baking soda is very difficult. Baking soda is basically a meetha soda. So you get it very easily in any ration shop. The same baking soda, meetha soda, cooking soda is all one and the same. Okay? And it's pretty cheap. It's not something that's very complicated to procure. Okay, so let's move on to our next recipe, which is the butterscotch sauce. Now, for the butterscotch sauce, we need only 3 ingredients and the ratios are very simple. If you're using 1 part of sugar, you need 1 part of butter and half part of Amul fresh cream. So depending upon 200 grams of sugar, if you're using 200 grams of sugar, you need 200 grams of butter and 100 grams of Amul fresh cream. Now, if you want your sauce to be thick, this recipe works, but if you want to thin it down, so if you want to use it as a topping on ice cream or you want to consume it with churros, etc., you just need to increase the cream. The higher the quantity of the cream in this, the thinner the consistency will be. And that's about it. So let's get on with the butterscotch sauce. So all the ingredients have already been scaled over here. I have the sugar. The process for making butterscotch sauce is fairly simple. You need to caramelize the sugar. So again, I have used castor sugar and I am going to heat it directly. There is another way wherein people add some water to it so it dissolves uniformly. Because we have only half an hour and it takes longer, so I'm not going to use that method. I'm going to use something which is called dry caramelization, and I'm going to directly caramelize this on high heat. Ensure that when you are caramelizing sugar, you keep stirring it. Okay, eventually it will start forming lumps and you need to keep breaking those lumps. When you are caramelizing sugar, the sugar starts melting from outside to inside. Okay. Once the sugar caramelizes, we need to add butter first, followed by cream, because if you add cream in the very first instance, the caramel being very hot can cause the cream to curdle. So I would recommend that you add butter first. Okay. Just in case, please be very careful while you're working with caramel. It is very hot. Accidentally, if it happens to fall on the skin, please do not try and remove it. The simplest way is rinse it in cold water. इसके दो फायदे होंगे, पहले छाला कम पड़ेगा and sugar automatically पानी के अंदर घुल जाएगी. If you try and remove it, it's gonna be a mess over there.
Chef, there are a lot of questions with baking powder and baking soda.
Okay.
Karan wants to ask here that why have you avoided baking powder and used baking soda?
Because baking soda is more easily available than baking powder. If you wish to use baking powder instead of baking soda, then you need 1.5 times this recipe. So if the recipe has got 6 grams, you need to use 9 grams of baking powder, because it's got a lot of anti-caking agents, and baking powder is basically a derivative of baking soda. Okay. Yeah. Baking powder is made up of baking soda and an acid with a anti-caking agent. Now you see the sugar has started to melt.
And a lot of people want a written recipe after this,
So for the written recipe, I would suggest they can refer to our ISH handle, and we will be live on that post the 30 minutes as well. In case if people have questions, I'll be most happy to answer those questions. Okay, our ISH handle is Indian School of #IndianSchoolOfHospitality. So you can post in your questions on this hashtag or the handle, and I'll try and answer them as soon as possible. Okay. So you see the sugar has started to melt. Stirring continuously is the key over here. Now when you are caramelizing, the stages will travel from light golden color to light golden dark golden color, and we desire dark golden because when we add the butter and the cream, the color will automatically fade. So hence it is recommended that you caramelize your sugar to a degree which is slightly darker in color. Okay, there you see, we can see light golden brown, light golden color appearing, but still a lot of lumps inside. We shall wait till all these lumps break. Ritika, any questions?
Yeah, cup measurement for cocoa powder 40 grams.
Cup measure for cocoa powder 40 grams will be approximately 1/3 of a cup. You see now I have very few lumps, and the color is traveling from a light golden color to a deep golden color, and that's what we want. Okay. You need to be careful at this stage. The sugar is very hot. Keep the children away. Okay. Where you can see no more lumps, but I'm still cooking it a little more because I want that deep brown color over here. There we are. Okay. I'm gonna switch off the induction, and because of the residual or the carry forward heat, the sugar will still keep cooking. Okay. To stop this, or rather retard this process, we're gonna put in the butter. Okay, so there we put in the butter. Oops. There the butter goes in. Okay. All this butter will go inside. Okay, but slowly, see the temperature has fallen. And trust me, the aromas and the flavors which you get at this stage, a little burnt sugar accompanied with Amul butter, it's amazing. It is heavenly. Sonia, what do you say?
Amazing.
See, all that butter goes inside. Let the butter melt in. Let the butter melt in. Okay, and you will see a good emulsification happening between the butter and the caramel. You will see it thickening. It'll be something very similar to a toffee. Okay. Yeah, there we are. And the last thing that goes in this recipe is the Amul cream. Okay. And here we are using fresh cream and not the whipping cream. Okay.
Chef, for caramel you use salted butter or unsalted butter?
For this specific recipe I have used salted butter because I like that saltiness in the caramel. So it gives you a lot of dimensions as far as the taste is concerned. There is bitterness, there is sweetness, there is a lot of richness because of the butter. So I prefer salted butter, but you can always do it with unsalted butter as well. Last goes in the cream. Okay. Keep stirring it and ensure that the cream dissolves thoroughly.
So chef, there's one more question.
Mhm.
And does the butter split in the hot caramel?
No, it does not. What will the butter split into? I can understand cream splitting into whey and butter, but what will the butter split into? It'll just melt. That's it. That's about it. Okay. I'm gonna use a whisk over here to just get rid of those lumps. Okay. And there you have beautiful lip smacking butterscotch sauce. Okay. I'm just gonna strain this to get rid of any lumps or any foreign particles just in case.
Chef, one more question.
Please.
And so what is the difference between a butterscotch sauce and a toffee sauce?
They're almost the same, but the consistency is different. A toffee sauce happens to be much thicker. Okay. And this sauce is also called caramel sauce, which is a synonym of the toffee sauce. Okay. I'm just gonna strain this.
And can you use home butter, like the butter that you churn at home instead of Amul butter?
I think you can. I'm sure you can. I wouldn't say I think you can, but I'm pretty sure yes, you can absolutely use that butter as well.
Chef, we have one question from Instagram. What's the difference between a caramel and this sauce?
Okay, so caramel was the first stage when the sugar is cooked beyond 160 degrees Celsius. That's when the sugar starts caramelizing and it's a form of sugar itself. That's it. And it will harden up as soon as it hits cold temperature. This is an emulsification wherein you have used the flavor of the caramel and converted into a sauce. This won't harden up. It's a very good accompaniment with ice creams, etc. So this is a sauce and that's something which is solid. Okay. This is much tastier than caramel. Caramel is the base of the chicky which you usually see.
Chef, so Karan here is saying that whenever she makes caramel, her caramel becomes a little bitter in taste. So how does she avoid that?
She needs to be very careful while she's cooking the caramel. Once she reaches the light golden color stage, then she needs to stop. Because as I said, the temperature has already gone beyond 160 degrees Celsius and there is a lot of carryover cooking. There's a lot of heat in it which keeps cooking it and the temperature moves on. So she needs to stop. Another way of stopping it is to plunge it in a bowl of ice cold water. So whichever container, so for example this container, she can plunge it in ice cold water and it will straight away stop the cooking and then the color won't travel any further. So last stage, we're gonna glaze our cake. Okay, I think it should be in the blast freezer. No, both of them are. Yeah. So the last stage is, since we do not have time enough to show you the entire cake coming out, the microwave still shows 17 minutes. Okay, 17 minutes and 33 seconds, and we do not have enough time. So I'm just gonna quickly glaze this cake with this sauce. Okay.
Okay, one question from Instagram.
Okay.
How long can we store this sauce? And can it be kept in the refrigerator?
How long? Yes, of course we can store this sauce in the refrigerator for a good 4 to 5 days. I think 4 to 5 days is good enough because it's got cream in it, and that is the only thing which happens to go bad. So I'm just going to glaze this cake which we had made. This is the same cake which is in the baking. So it's out. Here.
Chef, what temperature do you cook the caramel at? Like a medium temperature or a high temperature? What should be the flame like?
On the induction unit, caramel ideally should be cooked at as high temperature as possible. Okay, I used a 2000 setting over here on this specific machine. Okay, but the key is the stirring. So you need to continuously stir it. The moment you stop stirring, it's gone. So here I have some caramel sauce which I had prepared earlier because this caramel sauce is way too hot. So I'm going to use this caramel sauce which I had prepared earlier. I'm just going to glaze this.
And Chef, how long do you bake the cake for?
This weight of a cake, 25 minutes.
Okay, and can you incorporate this caramel sauce with whipped cream in place of fresh cream?
Yes, you can. That will make it butterscotch flavored cream. So that is the cream which you ideally use for butterscotch cakes.
No, instead of putting cream while you were making a caramel sauce, can you put whipped cream is what Shreya is asking.
You can, but you are unnecessarily wasting effort in whipping the cream because eventually the cream will collapse because of the heat. So there's no point in whipping the cream over there. Okay, that has been glazed. I'm just gonna top it up with some almonds. Okay, and let it set. After setting, so we're just gonna park it in a chiller for 2 to 3 hours. I think that much patience one needs to have with this. Okay, yeah. So you need to let it set, and this is your final product right over here. So once the caramel sauce cools down, you will see that the butter etc. all sets in, and you get this beautiful color. We're gonna slice this.
So Chef, the viewers are a little eager to know what is fresh cream. What is basically fresh cream?
Fresh cream is cream with 25% fat. Whipping cream is cream with 30% fat. The higher the percentage of fat, the easier it is to whip it up. So fresh cream, which we have over here, is 25%, and it's really difficult to whip it. Not impossible, but needs a lot of effort. You need to literally keep chilling it and so on and so forth. This which we have, Amul whipping cream, is 30% fat and it can be whipped easily. So can we slice this? Yeah. Can you pass me a plate? There you have the slice, and you can top it up with some Amul ice cream. Of course, in this summer season, this is going to perfectly complement our cake. So I'm just going to roughly put in a dollop of ice cream on top. Okay, and of course, this looks very low in calories, so I need to increase a few more calories on this. And just gonna top it up again with some butterscotch sauce. Yep, that's about it. Ritika, no more questions? Wow. So do I assume that the process was simple enough and there weren't many questions in the
Alright,
entire...
yeah, we've got, sorry to interrupt you. We've got one more question. What can you substitute instead of fresh cream? Like, can you use milk instead of that?
You can use milk, but you need to use the full cream milk over here, and again you need to adjust the consistency. Okay, so in this recipe, if I'm going to use the milk, I'll further reduce the quantity of the milk to half. Okay, so it is the milk which actually controls the consistency of the sauce. So if you want it to be really thick like a fudge, go with the high fat cream, less quantity. And if you want it to be thinner, you can always go it. But honestly speaking, you can't make a calorie conscious version of this recipe. Okay. So, if you have any more questions, you can always post them on the Indian School of Hospitality handle, and I'll be more than happy to answer those questions, even if the time is over. I hope you like this recipe, and please try this at home. And thank you very much. Sorry. Let's taste.
So then, Chef, one last question. I will let you eat first. But yeah.
I must tell you, this is one of the finest things I've had during the lockdown.
There is a bit of confusion as to why is the cake hard, because they are not aware of the fact that you've kept it in the fridge. So can you tell me?
Since I had to do this cake in a span of 45 minutes, hence I had to literally force freeze it. Under normal circumstances, once the cake comes out of the oven, let it rest for 6 hours at room temperature, and you don't have to struggle. So it is because of the constraint of the time I literally had to force freeze. But otherwise, make it a day before or make it in the morning and then garnish it in the evening, have it for dinner. I think it's going to be lovely. It's a very moist cake for the fact because the oil which we use, but here I've substituted the oil with butter. So in order to make it moist and soft, you can still stick around with the oil, although it's not going to cut down on the calories too much. I'll be putting up the recipe of these two recipes on the page of Indian School of Hospitality. Please feel free to check out our page for further recipes as well. So it's not just about these two recipes, but we keep doing a lot of recipes. These are an integral part of our curriculum right from semester 1 till semester 8. And please follow our page and you'll get to see some very interesting recipes. So I just happened to read when the sauce has to set. So it depends on you. If you want it to be glazed then and there itself, okay, it won't set, but otherwise let it cool down a little. The more it cools, the thicker it gets, and then it will. But some people prefer it to be that sticky, thin consistency, so go for it, whichever way you like.